we go. What is pop, lock, and dropping, people? Wait, can I do this where it'll actually work? Can it work? Can it, maybe? There we go. No beard equals unsub. I know, right? It's weird. Bring the beard back. I'm right there with you guys. Problem with that guitar jack would be what cable you have connected to it. I'm not sure what you mean, man. It's been 10 years. It's been 1 week since I looked at you. Drop your hand to the side, said I'm angry. See Acacia here. Everyone, so how's the audio for you guys? Is it pretty decent? Got a bass for your B-Day. Nice. Me and Jason were just talking about basses earlier today. Oh, I see what you're saying, man. You look 10 years younger. Now show me your ID, young man, for that six-pack. It was funny on Facebook, on like my personal Facebook page. I posted pictures of like with like right before I shaved, then just a mustache, and then afterwards, and I was like, God, I look so much younger. Best quality. You can use OBS best quality video. Man, I'll be honest, I don't know how to do any of that stuff. Pretty much anything. Hey, Sam. Anything past the complexity of the Google Hangout setup thing, it's way beyond me. Get that pen. I probably should, to be honest. You always look cool with the hair. Well, thank you, Dat Guitarist. I actually just got out of the shower, so my hair's all frizzy. Quentin James. His name was Quentin. Quentin James. His name was Quentin. He's in the house. Quentin is in the house. He's in the house today. What do you think of the PRS Starless? I'm not sure what those are, to be honest, man. Carry on my wayward son. Guitar looks good. Colors are good. Yeah, man, it's cool. You know, I dig this guitar. It's not mine. A lot of you guys know that a lot of, you know, most of the guitars I play are mine, but there's a fair amount that I'm just lucky enough to kind of get to have for a little bit. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure that I can see my audio levels, and it's just check. Just not wanting to work for me today. I don't know what I'm doing different. Oh well. No, I can see there. Strandberg. Those are the headless guitars, right? Or is that the one that Eddie Van Halen played? If it's headless and not like a travel guitar, I don't really care for them, to be honest. Robert, I have an important question. I didn't see who asked that, but it just went by on the screen. What do you think about the new Jimmy Page signature? I think it's awesome. I think it's going to be like $10 million, so I'll never own one. But I do think it's cool because, you know, I'm really surprised that hasn't been a thing before. You know, I mean, that is the Zeppelin guitar. Is the hair the source of your guitar powers? Well, don't tell anybody this, but this is actually a wig. Wouldn't it be sweet if I just like took the hair off? Some Kanye West songs. You know what? I was just learning a Kanye West song earlier today. It's funny you mentioned him. Where you cover Lou Reed's Metal Machine music in its entirety. I don't think I've ever heard that song, man. Do you like Western movies? Do you mean like Westerners and like cowboys? Boom, boom. Man, I grew up watching so much John Wayne with my dad, with Clint, you know. all of those movies. So I love me some John Wayne. What do you think? Get Taylor or Martin? I'd go Taylor. You know, to be honest. Good, Bad, Ugly. Oh yeah. So it's funny because my dad was all about John Wayne, and my wife's father, my father-in-law, is like all about Clint Eastwood. So he's Good, the Bad, the Ugly. I can't remember the TV series. Raw was it Rawhide maybe? I can't remember. But so he's all like Clint Eastwood out, wooded out, and we watched of course Clint Eastwood too. But it was John Wayne was our guy. There's Pantene and there's. I do like Megadeth. Yeah, absolutely. Play any other instruments that you, and can you sight read? I definitely can't sight read anymore. It's one of those things, you know, if you don't use it, you lose it. And I haven't read music in a very long time. And other instruments, I mean, I play bass, but I play bass like a guitar player plays bass. I don't really play bass. I learned ukulele when I was teaching at a store, just because they needed someone to learn it. Fistful of Dollars? Oh, yeah. Bonanza. I did watch Bonanza with my dad. Uh, and like Gunsmoke. I watched Gunsmoke with my dad every day before school. Matt Dillon. Festus. When are you coming to Chicago? I don't know. I do not know. Do I still teach at Metronome Music? No, I haven't taught there for about 5 years now, I believe. Did you get a Gibson Firebird? I'm actually looking into getting. Well, there's actually 3 guitars I want to get for different reasons. For video purposes is the main one. One of them's not a nice guitar, and then 2 of them are. And I've really been thinking about an Explorer a lot. So you know, I just have to figure out what I want to. You know, I definitely think I'm going to sell the SG and probably fund the Explorer or one of the other guitars I want. And then the other guitar is like a super inexpensive one. I can't find one right now. Why did you shave? I was just doing the no shave November thing. Oh, Vigier. I've never played one of those, but I've heard very good things about them. You have all the time, your all-time favorite guitarist? Yeah, you know, at some point I definitely want to do that. Weekly reminder that she's so I know I still haven't listed it or anything. I'm too lazy. Hello from Mexico. I do like Kiss. And hello back to you. Do I like Queen? I do like Queen. I don't know too many Queen songs. Did you shave to improve your legato? No, that's more when you shave your legs. That improves the legato. Shaving your face improves picking speed. So, you know, you just gotta pick what you can. Oh my god, it worked! I'm not a big Doors fan, you know, to be honest. Of course, yeah, Quentin. How did you not know that, Quentin? God, you call yourself a guitar player. Everybody knows that. Aerodynamics, right? Yeah, exactly. See, because when you're picking and playing a lot, you know, a lot of people move their mouth when they're playing. You know, so it cuts down on wind resistance. It really helps. It's a tone thing. Do some Dimebag squeals. Like that. I do them better when I have the way more back here. don't think I have enough distortion. Shout out from Brazil! Shout! 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 Shout out Brazil! You just learned sweep picking and you have a beard. So, imagine how good you are right now. Imagine the speed increase from shaving that beard. Now the mule thing. Rockstar, like the Nickelback song. Well, just wanna be big rock stars living hilltop houses. These are I've literally never learned this song before. These I can tell these are the actual chords. No. I don't know what he goes to after that. But yeah, I love orange amps. I have a Revv and the Brent Hines amp. I wish your guitar teacher. Thank you. That's a very nice compliment. No, I don't know any of was it Angres, but I love Kiko Loreno. What an amazing guitar player. You'll get carded now. Play a riff now. Yeah, I'm gonna flip it over to the better audio and just kind of riff for a second. So if you guys want to throw out riff-a-rooney ideas, then I'll play for a minute and come back and we'll switch guitars. You know what I'm saying, man? There you go. A riffo medley for you. Somebody save me. I can't remember it now. Oh my God, Dylan. Yo, I see you. Sick love song. That is like one of the sickest McMars Motley Crue riffs. Love it. All right. So what guitar do you guys want to see next, Ola? Beside me, I have the Cali. Over there's the Charvel, Les Paul, Cronus, Vintage T, Dan Electros. Les Paul, Vintage T, Les Paul. I'm thinking you guys want to see the Les Paul. Les Paul, it is. I'll be right back. Ugh. See how well this thing stays in tune now. Okay. Turn that distortion down a little bit. There we go. Yeah, we're good. Does it go to 11? It goes to 11.5 actually. That is very watered down. Some detuning while you're away. Hey, best never. Just noticed the thumbnail. Yeah, so I shot the video earlier in the week, and then I realized I didn't do a thumbnail for it, so I did the thumbnail this morning. Think I look better and younger without the beard. Well, thank you. I definitely think I look younger. I don't know about better. Better is very subjective. I don't know any Soundgarden, actually. I've learned some, you know, from time to time, but off the top of my head, I don't, I'm afraid. While I liked Soundgarden of, like, the 90s bands, I was, like, all about Alice in Chains. Can you say, yo? I can say, yo! What was the model of the previous guitar I was playing? So that is a Vola guitar. You guys probably see Volas a lot. I don't have my Zenith here right now. I'm sending it away. I'm getting some new pickups put in it. But sorry, my neck is really stiff. But that is their newest model called the Luna. It's kind of like if you've ever played like an Ibanez S series, it's remnants of that, but it has like a thicker body and a slightly thicker neck on it. So I actually prefer it greatly to the Ibanez. No wrenches present tonight. I think Sam's here. I like Rage Against the Machine. I don't own any of their music, but you know, whenever it's on the radio or something, I listen to it, and it always sounds good. Hello from Alabama. Well, hello there, Seven. I'm gonna go drink some water. That's basically what I'm drinking right now. Tried a Mesa. I haven't really found a Mesa that I like, to be honest. They all seem like really, really dark. Favorite Alice in Chains song? Probably Dirt. I love Jerry solo in that one. Facelift is probably my favorite album of theirs. Facelift has so many cool songs. I know this isn't going to be the best audio, but big Ibanez fan. Oh yeah, see, I can't stand the Ibanez necks. Hold on a second. There we go. Yeah, I definitely do not like an Ibanez neck at all. That's why I like the Luna better. It's a thicker, kind of like shredder neck. But yeah, Facelift. There's one song. I think it was called "I Know Something." People who like the album of Alice in Chains will know the song. I think it had the sickest riff. It goes. It's very un-Alice in Chains. You could tell that Jerry had like this leftover kind of like 80s rock thing going on a little bit, but down in a hole. Quentin, you're the tool of the night. Just want you to know that. It ain't. Yeah, that's a killer one as well. So I'll flip over to the good audio again for the Les Paul. I sent Moby Dick. I'll do that one. I'll do It Ain't Like That. Man in a Box Soul. I actually just did that. I'll do that again though. How do I? Oh, yeah. It's so weird that it's like this. The layout has changed. Not changed. It's just spaced out differently. So I don't know what's going on. Anyways, you guys won't be able to hear me talk, but you'll be able to hear this. Brad, what's up, man? We'll get wild, wild, wild. Wild, wild. There you go. Should be able to hear my voice now. So you say I got an ugly face, but it makes me money. Got on the SG. The SG is actually in its case right now. Put away. I don't know much Judas Priest, you know. I believe it or not, I never really got into Priest. And I don't know why. Shanker is incredible. I don't know any UFO though. My favorite riff, 10 Years Gone, which I just played, is definitely one of my all-time favorite. It's just like, it's not like he's using, like I'm using a lot more distortion, and you know Jimmy doesn't have a lot of distortion on. Such a powerful riff. I mean, just that. It's so good. It's just like, I don't understand it. It's just like, it's powerful, you know, in such a musical way. Start to grow your hair out, and how long did it take to get it to that length? I think I've only really had short hair, like real short hair, like 1 year of my life I can never really think of. I always had kind of like longish hair, and then in high school I started growing it. But my hair actually grows like super, super fast. To the point where, I mean, at the start of the year, if you go back to the earlier videos, my hair was like up to here essentially. So it's grown, whatever this is, pretty much in a year. And I used to grow my hair out all year long, and then I would chop it off and donate it. And I haven't done that the past few years because they changed like how like length requirements and all kinds of like weird stuff. So I haven't done it, but I'll have to check that one out. Guitar Samson. Yeah, see, I have like my hair grows really fast. I have like really, really thick, uh, you know, hair. It's not that's why it's so poofy. Oh no, I've been learning guitar. He's a drummer and wants to jam. What do you think? I don't have. Oh, what do I do when I don't have repertoire? Just you know, try to learn a couple things really, really well, because you'll be surprised jamming on just a couple things. I mean, you'll jam for hours on 2 ideas. Little Dreamer, I don't, but that's definitely one of those um, songs I always wanted to learn. Any Van Halen song is one I've wanted to learn, minus maybe the songs on Van Halen 3. Is the new requirement that you have to be able to play Fire and Flames? Yes. It's my favorite guitar of my like personal collection. You know, it would be this one. You know, out of all of them, I mean, and I don't have any like association with Gibson at all, but this one holds the most sentimental value to me. Um, as well as probably just being the most valuable guitar that I have, but more so than like just the value of the guitar, it just means a lot to me. And this is where, other than when I'm like demoing a guitar itself, most of the riffs that I write for songs start on this thing. I don't know what it is about the magic of a Les Paul, but it's like a riff machine, you know. I basically never write solos on this thing. I just did it on the Friedman Golden Pearl video, just because I was listening to the track, and I originally did all the solos with that Vintage S, and I was like, you know, I really want like a very like warm and rich neck pickup tone on that main solo. That I went. Oh, I just wanted that real warm. Sorry, my tone knob was rolled down. Sound on that one. Your fingers suck. That's a bummer. I'm sure they don't, man. How good Jesus can play the guitar? Don't know, man. I don't know that one. Switch 625. No, actually it goes. Something like that, isn't it? I used to play that song. I can't remember the rhythm parts. So when I was taking lessons, there was basically like a student band that they would put together, and me and my buddy, that was his kind of he did the solo to that one, and I just did the rhythm. It was really fun. I might have even only done bass on it actually, because we traded off essentially who was playing bass. It was like 3 guitar players, but one would play bass while the other 2 played guitar. What is the tech on that paw, Carl? I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure what that means, man. What's the tech on that paw? Cinderella. Do you know the YouTube guitarist Jacob Durap's sickest cover ever? His tone is almost identical to Eddie's. I do not know him. Hi. Well, hello, Strato. Trooper. Surprisingly, I don't know many Maiden songs either. Is mine mine is a traditional, but what's kind of weird about it is it's a KM is what it is. So if you want to know more about those, you know, I would look up what a 1979 Les Paul KM is, and that will give you a lot more insight. I also did a video about this guitar. I just dropped my pick. Gone Forever. Oh, there it is. But yeah, this is like I said, it's just a KM Les Paul. Slash licks. All right, I'm flipping back over to the good audio. You guys, Colin, what up, dude? What's poppin'? What's kicking? What's up? I'm gonna flip it over to the better audio for you guys. Here we go.
That was Somebody Give Me a Doctor. Somebody give me a doctor. Ow. Pickups. These are Gibson T-tops. This pops, but there you don't hear like a popping sound at all. How did I get that guitar? You know what? I'm actually going to do a video about that story itself. About how the guitar kind of came to be and all that good stuff. Because I do get asked that a bunch. What was that? Jeff Beck. I don't actually know any Jeff Beck. That you would love to meet? Oh, there's lots of them, man. Paul Gilbert is like one of the top guys. I really want to meet Paul one time because, you know, other than just being one of my favorite guitar players ever, you know, Paul probably had like the biggest impact on me because I remember when I finally went to Guitar Center one time, and they happened to have his and the DVDs were crazy expensive. They were $50 a piece. I remember this. They were so expensive. They had Paul Gilbert's Intense Rock 1, and I think it was a double. It came with Intense Rock 1 and Intense Rock 2, and Terrifying Guitar Trip, and there's one other one, I think. And I remember, and they had a, shoot, what is his name? Crazy fusion guitar player. Frank Gambale DVD I really wanted. And I went there, and it was like literally all the money I had to buy those. I mean, I was like probably 16 or 17 or something like that at that point. But, and bought those DVDs. And later on, the Frank Gambale one was really useful for me. But initially, that Paul Gilbert one, when he had the pink background, that one was just like, it was literally like life-changing for me. And I just would love to meet Paul, you know. Eddie's the guy who made me want to pick up guitar, but I think Paul, it was like, because this was all pre-YouTube. YouTube didn't exist. And I would hear these guys doing this stuff where they're like, you know, these big crazy runs. And I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, what even is that? I mean, it's just a scale. Like, now I know, oh, they're just playing a scale. But
At the time, I didn't know that, and you know, Paul just opens up with this like, you know, that lick that he does. And I remember learning. I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever. I finally found the stuff I was looking for. And then later on, he has that one lick. He's this if I remember. It's that pattern. So like those things were so like inspiring to me because it was like it's what I always wanted to hear. And on top of all that, once I started learning that stuff, like I loved how goofy Paul Gilbert was, and he wasn't afraid to have fun. It wasn't all serious. Like I mean, he's like you know crazy technique, playing everything perfectly, but he's just having fun. And he made me want to become a teacher. I was just like, oh, I love the way he is. Like he just seems excited when he's like sharing, you know, this lick that he wants to show you and all this kind of stuff. And um, I don't I have no idea. Who knows what I'd be doing if I hadn't have you know come across Paul Gilbert, uh, Matt Flea, Lakers game. But yeah, I absolutely love Paul Gilbert and owe so much to him. Paul Gilbert, I mean, like I said, I've never met him, but he does have massive, massive hands. Should I accept an offer playing bass in a metal band? It depends if you want to, man. Do you enjoy that? What is one of your toughest guitar hurdles to jump, and how did you overcome? It's a good question. There's been lots of you know big guitar hurdles. Uh, I think a really good hurdle is just accepting that you know there are so many good players who are just like insane technique. Just being like happy with the way that you play and just being like, okay, you know what? Just because I'm not as fast as this person or I don't know as many chords as this guy, just really becoming okay with. I'm like, but that's not you know. You just have to kind of ask yourself like, am I interested in that stuff? And one day I was like, I actually no, I'm not. And I was like, why am I trying to learn all this stuff? I was like, what do I interested in? I'm like, oh, I really like this. And I was like, well, then that's what I should be playing. And you know, just because these other guys can sit down and you know, just like blow your mind. I'm like, yeah, that's just not my thing. So I think that's a good hurdle to have to overcome. PewDiePie T series, man, gotta go PewDiePie, dude. Greenton and 60s mind. How's it go? Can't remember. I can't remember it. It's been too long. She just woke up, but she's still tired. Is that the telephone ringing? I think that's about it. My friend figured that out once and showed me. Ducks and noticed a ton of noise into your Kemper. Yeah, I didn't. I was actually surprised how quiet that pedal was, considering it was a you know pretty high gain. I had it cooking, but yeah, I did not have that issue, man. Favorite newish band? Um, I don't know. It's a good question. I personally like Greta Van Fleet. Their album was just like not what I expected it to be. I do like Marvel movies. Oh yeah, I mean ACDC is amazing. Yeah, Braxel, it's hard to tell just because, for one thing, I have my studio, just in general, was very noisy. But I didn't notice any extra noise, you know. Play some Boston? Thank you, Jukebox. Jukebox Steve? Alright, what guitar do you guys want to see next? We've got the Cali, the Charvel, the Vintage T, the newest one, the Iconic Evolution, Dan Electros. What you got? What you got? Oh my god, Les Paul 1,000 times better than an SG. Actually, make that 2,000 times better than an SG. Oh, dude, Lionheart, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. And, man, always gonna keep it real, my dude. I really appreciate that, man. Vintage T, Evolution, Charvel, Cali. Alright, I think Vintage T is winning right now. Betty, alright, Vintage T wins, because Brad knew my guitar's name. Okay, hold on a second. Okay. Sorry, that's very rude of me. Warlock. Yeah, I never got into those guitars. Or any of the kind of like funky shaped ones. Okay. Got them P90s rocking here for us. So I'll flip it over. Feel free to throw out song riff requests right now while I'm playing, and I'll try to grab as many as I can while I'm goofing off. There you go. Sorry, the guitar's going out of tune. Also, I saw a super chat. Wow, thank you so much, Christopher. Sorry, I wasn't trying to ignore you at all. Dude, thank you so much. And I didn't see, if for some reason you forgot to leave a question, I'll try to like make sure to look for you. You're on here, but thank you, dude, so much. Where you try to learn guitar left-handed. You know what? I had actually already set up borrowing a left-handed guitar to do that very video, and then Jared Dines did it the other day. I was like, he beat me to that one. So I will not be doing that. How do we get direct guitar sound? I'm just plugged into my Axe Effects. Sorry, let me make sure this isn't on. And that's just going directly into my computer. So unfortunately, I'm sure there's a better way to do it than what I'm doing. I have to switch back and forth between the computer mic, which is what you're hearing right now, and then the better audio, which is direct. I don't know how to run both of them at the same time. But because you can hear, like, if I do this, it doesn't sound... Anything that has, like, a lot of notes in it, it starts sounding kind of, like, really compressed and underwater sounding. I didn't watch Jared's video. I just saw the title of it, and I was like, oh, all right. I'm just going to scrap that idea then. Scott, I would not be playing Freebird. Ever. No thumbs down yet. Nice. Living it up on a Saturday night. You're learning how to sweep pick. It's painful. It took a long... Yeah, I'm not very good at it, to be honest. But, yeah, it takes a long time. I'll be there for you. These 5 words I say to you. I obviously don't know how to play that. In honor of Scott, who is here. I don't even know if Scott's still here. I'm gonna switch guitars. Scott Leonard, or I guess the German way to say it, as Henning said, is Lionhard. What did Scott say? I'm not playing Freebird. Ever. Not even if there was a fire. Ed Dana in the house. What's up, man? So this is, I'll let you guys know, this is my Acacia Cronus. And Scott Leonard, or I said, or Leinhard, however you want to pronounce it if you're German, is, he's the guy behind Acacia. So Scott built this guitar. Your sounds, you are here. Oh, see, I know there's a delay on the chat. But yeah, it's a beast, you know. It's basically a more, you know, more comfy Les Paul with the comfort cuts and the longer horn on it. And it just has its own, like, I don't know, it feels like a Cronus is what it is. But what I always tell people is it's kind of like taking the best parts of like a Les Paul and oddly enough a Strat and put it together. And what I mean by that is it's not like that super crazy thick body, and it has the comfort cuts here, like a belly cut. It has extra kind of access up here, but it has a thicker neck on it. It's not crazy heavy. I don't know. It's like this. It's a crazy thing, but put that piece of junk away. So here's this one. I'll switch over to the good audio for you in honor of Scott, who is here. Boom! There you have it. Acacia Cronus. Kyle in the house! Kyle in the house. Big Red Tower in the house. Man, y'all just keeping it real on this Saturday. Like, real for real. Something great. Oh, thank you so much. I did. I finally ditched the beard. I went a full month. I've never went more than like a week or maybe 2 without shaving. I was like, I'm doing it. Going all the way. All the way. See Metallica tomorrow. That's awesome. That'll be great. In my dreams. Black Dog. I'll definitely play some Black Dog here in a second. I will shut up if you play La Villa Strike. I still don't know what that is, man. Surprisingly, I still don't know what that is. Tired of people asking you to play songs? No, not at all, man. You wussed out and shaved, though. But my plan was to only go a month, so I actually completed the task. So, in your face, Lionheart. In your face. Can't see me. Tender Surrender. I don't know that one, but yeah, that's what a crazy awesome Vi song. No, any extreme? Yeah, I just played some extreme a second ago. What happened to that guitar with the EMG retroactives? Oh, it's right here. I'll switch to it. There we go. Voila! It's right here. So this is what's funny, and both Kevin, who works at Iconic, and Scott, who is, I don't know if Scott's still here or not, who works at Acacia, who built the Cronus, know each other, and they're actually both in the same town, essentially, out near San Diego. So yeah, this is a wicked guitar. Yeah, Scott's here, and as I said, Kevin, who's the owner of Iconic Guitars, are both out in Cali near San Diego. But yeah, so this guitar sounds great. So these are the retroactives. The Cronus that I was just playing, that has the Fishman Fluence Classic pickups in there. There's one disgruntled bass player. What's so great about EMGs? I can't answer that one. I don't really care for EMGs. These actually sound good. But pretty much every other EMG I've ever tried, I'm just not a fan of them. Come with a hard showcase? I don't know that one. Kevin sent it to me in a gig bag because I actually prefer companies to send me things, if at all possible, in gig bags over hard shell cases. Just because I have, you know, a lot of hard shell cases, and they're so hard to store. You know, I just don't have room for them. So gig bags I can fold up and stuff like that. So, you know, I have EMGs or Fishman sound the same. There, I said it. Get out of here, Scott. They don't sound the same. And you just told me your rig that you're playing this stuff through. So I think your rig discredits any tonal comment that you're gonna put until you get that Revv. Yeah, the red is killer, you know. So Kevin's I've talked about this before. Kevin's background is in motorcycle, you know, like custom motorcycles. So he's like, his paint is, you know, he does a really good job with the painting and stuff like that. And just the guitar in general, it's a very, very comfortable guitar. Your rig. PV amps? I'd love to get like a Blockletter 5150 at some point. Bags and cases are where guitars go to die. Yeah. Yeah, I don't keep anything in cases. I don't believe in, like, you know, just kind of like socking guitars away and stuff like that. Man, if I have it, they're here with the purpose of being played purely, you know. This could be paradise. I used to know Heaven, and I don't off the top of my head now, though. So I'm gonna flip back over so you guys can hear the iconic evolution here. I only put them in cases if I'm taking them somewhere. I like them to be out. You know, if I want to play them, I don't want to have any kind of discouragement from the thought of like, oh God, I remember I put it in the closet and I've got to do this and that to get it out. So, but feel like heaven's on fire. There you go. Anyways, so here is the good audio. You guys won't be able to hear me talk, but the guitar will sound so much better. Well, the tones will be better. My playing, same crappy playing. Pixie in the house! Oh, sorry, Steve from Boston. You'll always be Pixie to me, man. I'm just gonna level with you right now. Something hoping for La Villa. I've never heard of that band or song, so unfortunately, there's no chance you will be hearing that. Dude, yeah, I do like a downward pick slant. And thank you, Big Red Tower, for the super chat as well. Live stream with a headache, whiplash, worth it. It's 1:30 a.m. It's getting early, bro. Where's my whammy bar? Do I do my own setups? Yeah, no, I don't know what I'm doing. I basically just adjust things so it feels right. It's actually like one of my big New Year's resolutions is to learn how to try to pick up causing all your noise. Oh yeah, definitely, man. If you're rocking a single coil, all that gain, that'll have all kinds of noise. Yeah, one of my big New Year's resolution is to actually learn how to set up guitars properly and stuff like that. Do you know how to play any underrated AC? You know, I did a video on that exact topic called underrated AC/DC songs. This thing might not be in tune. I was messing with the Floyd earlier. Yeah, baby. Still in tune. Some Randy Rhodes. Yeah, I'll flip it over. So now we're here in the Cali. These have the Friedman. I can't remember what the pickups are called, but I think they sound really. I love how crisp they sound. They sound really good. But yeah, I'll flip over. One day I'll learn how to play those riffs right. But until then. Sending SOS to the world. Whew. Yeah, I don't play the rhythms on the one right. His swing is better. Oh, so it's so hard. You hear a real cool original. I don't have a way of playing it for you other than just like the empty guitar track, of me just like over here playing it. Unfortunately, Rock of Ages. All right. Oh, where's my switch? Make you miss your hair? Bring it back, man. Oh, it's getting kind of hot in here with mine. Both your blue Acacia. I haven't seen them in any videos for a while. Yeah, so basically I just sent my other one off back to Acacia to get new pickups put in it. What happened is I messed up the input jack on it, and just like always, like I'm like, oh, I'll send it back to him because I wanted to get these pickups put in it, and it was just schedules and times just like never lined up with it. But I'm really excited to finally get it back. Um, probably by the end of the year, I'd say. So I'm putting some. I'm changing it to a HSS instead of the mini humbucker and the bridge and stuff. So I think it's going to be really sweet. I'm excited to get it back because it's such a nice guitar. It's just a shame that it sat there for so long, and that's totally my fault, 100%. GJT. Yeah, I saw someone mention they didn't know Grover. Yeah, so behind the Furman guitars is essentially it's Grover Jackson. You know, that was the big reason why I wanted one in the first place. I've never played the GJ2. I've never seen one in person, but I'm sure they're similar in quality and stuff to these. Got a have a good one. Later, Quentin, man. Thanks for tuning in, dude. Those Friedman Strats. I have the Strat here right now, actually. I have two of them. They're not mine. But so like this one. And I have another one here right now. It's in the case over there. You can't see them, can you? Can you see those cases? Where's that at? There, yeah. And yeah, you know what's funny is people when I got my Cali were like, God, this is like such an ugly headstock. And I legitimately, and me, even my wife, who is like, you know, very picky about whether it's a good headstock or not, you know, we're both like, dude, this is like, you know, this is a good headstock. And so many people didn't like it. I'm like, I'm really surprised because like I just think it's a nice looking headstock. Oh yeah, yeah, dude, the Cali is incredible. Yeah, the Cali is a wild super strat guitar. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the GJ2, but I liked these headstocks, which is another reason why I wanted the Friedman over. Yeah, so I'll flip it over. You guys can hear the audio from this one if you want. I think this guitar, the humbucker, sounds really good. I just used it on the demo I just did. No pick is fine. Hey, I was just playing with that pick. Most difficult song I've ever learned. At one point I knew Scarified, but I don't remember it anymore. I just know like the very beginning part now. But yeah, so here's some better audio for you. Hold on just a second. There we go. Hey Scott, what's up, man? He picks up a guitar ever. Yeah, I don't know it, unfortunately. But yeah, so I think we will. Can you smash your guitar like the Who? Sure, this is not my guitar, so I don't care. No, I can't do that, unfortunately. Let's do one more guitar swap. Because I think it's time. Cacoom! That's right. I have not played this guitar for quite a while. And I would bet that it is not in tune, but we'll see. Helps if it's plugged in. In tune, man, I have not played this guitar in quite a while. How much do you practice? I practice quite a bit, although my playing is not showcasing that very well tonight. I can tell on Saturdays, you know, it's just such a busy day. I can tell that my hands are really tired tonight. And it's 2 a.m. Not that I'm making excuses, I'm just sucking. That's just the way that it is. But release the crackle. All right, better audio coming at you hot right now, maybe, I don't know, possibly, and I always hope. Uh, I always hope that there's like a chance that I'm gonna get that harmonic. But there it is, to do the Joe Satriani, but like I can never do it on command, no matter how hard I try. Zach Wild. If there's ever a guitar that just makes you want to just rock and shred, it is this guitar, 100%. You know what? My Cherville's a mutt. It's like it's a late '80s. I don't know the exact date. I always just call it an '89 for sake of ease. When people ask, I'm like, that's an '89, but I think it's actually an '87 neck, and probably like an '89 or possibly like a '90 body. I'm not sure. So I just kind of meet it in the middle and say it's an '89. I think I need to tighten my volume knob. Yeah, man, I love this guitar. It's definitely one of those I'll never get rid of. Actually, I almost sold it one time to a guy, just because I paid like $300, so I think I paid $350 for this guitar, and basically, and this was years ago. I've had this guitar for a while now. A guy offered me like $2,000 for it, and I was like, oh, all right, you know. But now I would never sell it. But I remember at the time he offered that. You know, I had already just sold some guitars to basically pay bills and stuff like that, and I didn't want to sell it, but I was like, God, that's a lot of money. We could use that. Like, my son was super young. I was just like, I'm not going to be selfish and keep this guitar. I'll gladly sell it, and we'll do way better things with that money. And luckily, the guy backed out, and that was just kind of it. And here the guitar is. I'm playing through the Axe specs, man. I heard, yeah, man, yeah. I was totally gonna sell it for that. I was like, that's a huge profit on what I paid for the guitar. Uh, these aren't like the most rare things ever. You can find them. I do have a son. I have a 6-year-old actually. But I love the guitars and stuff like that. But anytime that we were like real hard put for money or something, and my guitars, I'm like, nope, I'm selling them. Even if you have like emotional attachment to them and stuff like that. Obviously, I would have to keep one guitar to play, but at the end of the day, I'm just like, hey, that's part of it, Sometimes it sucks, but when you've got a family to take care of and stuff like that, I'm like, I can get more guitars at the end of the day, like later on. So my son does not play. He comes in here and he likes to just kind of like beat around on the guitar, so I let him play whatever he wants. Other than the Les Paul, that's the only one he can't play, and that's strictly because I don't want him to drop it because it's so heavy and the headstock. But other than that, he pulls whatever off the guitar rack and bangs them around, and other than of course the guitars that are not mine, those are off limits. But yeah, he's been interested more in guitar lately, so I'm thinking about getting like a 3/4 one. Have you tried That's MT15? Oh, you like it? I haven't tried one. I I played a few of them, and I thought they sounded really good. It's just a little bit more compressed necessarily than what I like. But I've heard really good things about them. You know, I know Mark likes a much more distorted, compressed sound than what I prefer. Do what you got to do. That's right, man. You know what? That is just part of being the adult. I've never been to Thailand. Can I play Susie? Susie, da, da, da. Her rock candy. Let me try. Hold on. Okay, I'll give you the better audio. I think I remember it. Man, those extreme riffs are tough, and it's been a while. The Play With Me solo. Can't remember it. Something like that, right? Dang it, Steve! Who is still listed as Pixie in my phone. I don't remember that one anymore, unfortunately. I did learn it at one point, though. It's a great solo. Friday morning, 4 a.m. I saw eagle fly. I don't actually know the words of that song. Guitar, I can play anything like a hack. That's about all I can do, I'm afraid. Told her to send you news. So funny. Because it's what she does. Oh, that was Steve. For a guitar in that $500 to $700 mark, I don't know if I should upgrade from my Schecter Omen. Well, I mean, I was gonna recommend a Schecter. To be honest, I was gonna say like if you want like something with a Floyd Rose, like a Sun Valley Super Shredder or something like that. But yeah, you know, any of it, any of those Schecters, $700. Trying to think, maybe like Epiphone or something like that. If you like a Les Paul kind of deal. Tele versus Strat? I'd go Strat. Who stole your beard? Well, it's a funny story. So I woke up this morning. No, I was just doing it for a month, you know. Tanner's nude sin. Got a Schecter Sinister. Oh, nice. Checked my lesson email. No, I have not, man. I will check that out. I have not sent your video yet. If that's what the email is about. In a bun. A minute. No, I would not do that. This hair ain't going in no bun. Where am I from? I'm from South Carolina and then grew up mostly in Ohio. So, good old Ohio, South Carolina kind of guy. Favorite guitars of all time is Eddie Van Halen. For show, yo. For shizzo. By the way, what kind of Gibson SG do I have? I have a 2018 Gibson SG Special. That's what I have. The illest eggplant. What's poppin'? What's up? Where does Randy Rhoads stand? I mean, Randy was definitely like a, you know, amazing guitar player. For as far as like top guitar players who affected me personally, I'm not sure if Randy would be in the top 10, to be honest. Not that Randy isn't, you know, phenomenal and one of the top guitarists ever, but it's funny. So I grew up in a very like Christian household, and I was actually not allowed to listen to Ozzy and all that stuff until much later. You know, I had already been playing guitar for a while. To sort of guitar, got my guitar when I was 14, 15, something like that. And you know, my parents just didn't want Ozzy in the house. My dad didn't like him. So I never like listened. It's probably why I don't know a lot of Black Sabbath. I was really into Zeppelin and not Sabbath because he didn't like Ozzy. And so I didn't get into Randy until later. So by then I had already found guys like Eddie Van Halen, Warren DeMartini, Matthias Jabs from Scorpions, Paul Gilbert, Vito Bratta, you know, Nuno Betancourt. All these other guys had really taken up like a lot of space, and then I finally, you know, It's funny, yeah. So I think when I turned 16, part of like my birthday present or something like that, or maybe it was on 15. I can't remember what year it was. They got me the Ozzy live because I was on 'em. I was like, dude, everybody's talking about Randy Rhoads. I'm like, and we had like crappy, way out in the country, had crappy dial-up internet. So I mean, I couldn't just, again, YouTube didn't exist. I couldn't just hop online and be like, I want to check out some Randy Rhoads or something like that. It just wasn't an option. Um, but I was just like, I really want to listen to this Randy Rhoads guy. Everybody talks about him. And as soon as I did, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. And I learned a bunch of the stuff and all that. But Jabs, always, yeah, dude, Jabs is amazing. Uli is also amazing, but I just felt like Jabs was a better fit for Scorpions. Were you ever in bands growing up? Oh yeah, I was in a lot of bands. 10 minutes. Oh, dude, literally, I remember. So like back in the day, I was like Creed was one of my favorite bands because I could actually play Creed songs. There wasn't a lot of Van Halen songs I could play starting out, so I liked Creed a lot. And I remember like they came out with a new song, and I just like sat there. It took 10 minutes to get online, and then like again for YouTube. So I'm like, go to the Creed website. They have their new song. It was Bullets. And it's like terrible quality. It's all pixelated. You can barely see it, and it loads forever. And I just leave the computer on, and I like go back like 30 minutes later, and I could watch like a minute of it. I remember that was it. So sorry, like Creed. Man, I'm not. Mark Tremonti is great, but and I just remember then someone called. Like I got to see like a minute of the video. Like someone called, knocked me out of the internet. I was like, oh my god. So it was like it almost wasn't worth it to use the internet. Definitely the 80s is my favorite time period. If I heard of Rabia Masad, of course, man, I'm friends with Rabia. I'd say I can't remember how me and Rabia became friends necessarily, but it was probably something to do with Nuno. You know, Nuno is like his number one guy, and Nuno's like number two for me, basically. Tied with like two for like Paul Gilbert, Nuno, Eric Johnson. Take a Nickelback video. Yeah, you know what? I was kind of curious what people would do with that, and surprisingly, like there's been some people who are just like Nickelback sucks. Um, I just kind of roll my eyes at it. Um, but then like the overall response was like so positive. They're like, "Oh, thank God, finally someone makes a Nickelback video." I was like, "Dude, I love Nickelback. I always have. Um, I don't have all their albums now because they've had a lot of them, but I mean, I had Curb, Silver Side Up, Long Road. I can't remember what came after that one. Dark Horse. Trying to think of them all. I can't remember them all off the top of my head, but I mean, I have like 6 albums or something like that. I'm like, I just like they all sound the same, but they all sound, but that's why I'm like, all right. I listen to ACDC albums. I'm like, sometimes I don't even know what album is what. When I'm listening to, I'm like, it's, oh yeah, it's this album. But I do, yeah, I agree. I think that Chad Kruger kind of has like a bad rap, unfortunately, but I think a lot of it is just became like the thing to do to hate on Nickelback. So I think some of the people who are like hating on them have probably never even actually like listened to them. Or I've only ever heard like the Rockstar song or something like that. I'm like, dude, the fact that we get a band that is even popular like Nickelback nowadays is like truly a good thing in my opinion. Because for one, they're great. They are like spot on live. You know, Chad's voice isn't all auto-tuned to death. They're really playing their instruments. They like it's like an old school rock show. Well, I don't know if they do it nowadays. I haven't seen them in a while, but they used to, you know, pyro, fire, all this kind of crazy stuff. I'm just like, dude, this is a rock show. So I think that you know, that we get to have a band like that. So it gets played on the radio, and their songs have guitar solos in them and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, I don't get it, because I get that they're not, you know, Racer X being played on the radio, but I'm just like, I don't know. I just heard some, you know, pop song the other day that the guy had so much auto tune on his voice, it was crazy. So I don't know. You're not, but yeah, and that's fine, you know, and there's no reason, like, you know, I'm not saying anybody has to like them, but their deep cuts rock. Yeah, I mean, they released a couple albums that I never got because they were like really poppy, but could have been if they carried into the '80s. Yeah, you know what? That's a good question. I'm not sure, to be honest. Because we didn't get to hear, you know, Page, because around that same time period when Zeppelin was going out, you of course had like the Eddie Van Halen coming out, and it was like a, you know, a new tonal revolution for guitar as well. So I wonder what Jimmy would have, you know, not that we don't have all kinds of cool Jimmy Page stuff, but just Jimmy Page in the context of Led Zeppelin. But you know, I guess I don't know how much input Bonham had in, you know, the musicality of stuff. I mean, I know his drumming was a huge part of it. There goes my pick again. But yeah, it would have been interesting, you know. But I also like totally like commend Robert Plant for being. It's like, you know, that was Led Zeppelin, and you know, we're not Led Zeppelin without John Bonham. How did I know? It was some like rap song. Uh, I can't remember. It wasn't like rap, but it was like a rapper singing, and it was so bad. I was just like, ugh. I listened to it for like 2 minutes. I'm like, you know, I'm always all for like whatever you like is what you like. You know, never be ashamed of what you're listening to or anything like that. And if it has good, you know, musicality to it, I'm all about it. But I was like, man, I can't do this. New artist. He's not necessarily new, but he's just a buddy of mine who's really, really good. If you guys have heard of Jared James Nicholas, it's like a blues heavy rock guy. Joey Landreth, those guys, you know, incredible. How can I learn a whole album? I don't really do that too much anymore, but I'll tell you what, you know, the riff videos I do that are like, you know, 10 riffs that are awesome. Those kinds of videos are, you know, obviously like a video, it's content, it's meant to be entertaining, but it's also always a good excuse for me. I'm always like, oh yeah, you know, I always wanted to learn this riff, you know, and I'll sit down and learn, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool, you know. So it's as much a video for me that I enjoy making those as it is meant to, you know, hopefully be entertaining for you guys. How long will this live go on? Forever. No, probably not too much longer because it is 2 a.m. here. Listen to Oysterhead album. I have not. Infinite. I'm a robot. I'm not the real Robert. I'm Robert. Bad joke. Sorry. Dad joke. Dad joke's coming in hot. I was gonna say, how about some nice clean tones on a chill Saturday, now Sunday morning. Sunday morning, rain was falling. Some Maroon 5 for you there. Oh, can you dig that? Can you dig that? Just 1 second here. All right, I'll switch over to better audio. Wait, where'd you guys go? Oh, there you are. John Mayer, please? Yeah, I'll do some John Mayer here in a second. So I'm going to do some clean guitar stuff. How do you know it's my real hair? Maybe it's fake. And there were some cleans for you. You need a guitar, maybe that Raven would be great. They're really good, man. They are extremely good. Pricing on the Freeman Cali, Bird's Eye Maple, and Natural Wonder. Pull trigger, dude. They are legit, man. They are very legit guitars. You know, at the end of the day, it's totally up to you. But yeah, I went with the Bird's Eye Maple on this. And I know that their build times, I believe, are getting further and further out, especially with NAMM. So if there is a time, oh, dude, you will love it. You'll absolutely love it. If there's a time, I recommend getting a guitar from any builder, you know, at all. Whether it be, you know, Iconic, Acacia, Friedman, Tom Anderson, Sir, any of that stuff. It's definitely now. You want to do it before NAMM, because when NAMM hits, then you'll notice that build times usually go up quite a bit with any company. And it sucks, but so it's like if it's possible to get it before NAMM, I really recommend it. And then you probably have about 3 months after NAMM before things kind of start going back to normal. Revv's, please. I don't know any Revv stuff, I'm afraid. I gotta remember that one thing I did though when I was just playing a minute ago. I like it. I hit those harmonics with it. I was like, oh, that sounded good. It's fun. I love playing with like a real clean sound like that. Reason inspired me just now. Nice. Well, thank you, man. I'm glad it it did something for you. Eric Johnson on Kempers. You know what? I think Kempers are cool. I like a lot of the ideas of them. I'm just not a huge fan necessarily of what people can kind of do with Kempers, and it's just because I know that this has happened to. I'm friends with multiple amp companies, more than even what I have here. I know people with amps, and people have bought amps from a company and profiled it on their Kemper, and then returned it. And I'm just like, man, that's so messed up to do that. Like that's like, so dirty. So it's like the Kemper's such a great tool, but it's just there. I think with anything, there's going to be that dark side to it too, and it just sucks. But tweak them. Praise the dark side. Seven Nations Army. Hold on, I have way too much delay on here right now. I never really got into the White Stripes, I'm afraid. I don't know anything other than that. Can we see the rear? Oh yeah. So the guitar, it's a two-piece neck. So the back of it is just hard rock maple. You can see that there. But the fingerboard is bird's eye. Sure, well, you can probably see it on a camera. You can kind of see it. It's not, I don't have the best camera, but yeah, so the back of the neck is just hard rock maple. I have a, I didn't show you guys this one yet. I've had it before, it's just back again. So like a guitar with some like really nice figuring is this one. So this is a USA Vola that I asked them if they would send me for a video I'm doing. So I needed all these like USA guitars. But now this one has a really cool, like this is actually a bird's eye maple neck. It's a one-piece neck. And you can see it's got the bird's eye, the flame. It's a very beautiful neck on this guitar. Saul said, "You suck." Yeah, I guess I think this guitar is really cool because this has bare knuckle pickups in it. Oh, dude, Volume 8. Thank you so much, man. I don't have the trim bar for this one right now. For Axel, I mean, the bird's eye is strictly like an aesthetic thing. Like when I ordered my vintage tea, I just wanted plain maple on it. For one, aesthetically, I think that looks better on a Telecaster. I'm not really sure if I would like bird's eye maple on that or not, but you know, it just depends. So like, you know, with the Cali, it was just kind of, I love bird's eye maple. I wish I had my one other Acacia here. It has a really cool. So there's different kinds of bird's eye maple. Some of them have like very small bird's eye, and other ones have larger eyes on them. And the Acacia has like larger bird eye, and then these two have small bird's eye. And then my purple Vola, that's actually mine. It's the only one that's actually mine. Also has small bird's eye on it. But yeah, bird's eye maple is my favorite. You can see it's in the headstock. Like this is just a beautiful guitar. But I'll switch this one over too. Here you go. I love Alter Bridge. Huge Miles Kennedy and Mark Tremonti fan. So here's some better audio with, this is the Vola Quaint, is what this one's called. There you have it. So that is a another. What do you through? Oh, I'm playing through Axe Effects right now, so I can see it. So yeah, so this is again another guitar that's not mine, but this is a USA Vola, which is, you know, an extremely nice guitar. And all of these guitars, yeah, I think they're all pretty much in the same price range. You know, they're all actually, yeah, they're all exactly in the same price range. And I have another guitar that I know it seems like oh my god, I have so many guitars. Like, but a lot of these guitars aren't mine, you know. So like I don't get to keep these; they're just here until I'm done using them for this video I want to do. But I do have one more that's actually mine that I ordered back in July, I think it was. So some of you guys know what it is, some of you don't. I'm not going to say what it is in this stream, but I was just talking to Charles, who is the owner of the company. It's another like very small shop, but I think he said it should be done this week, maybe. I don't know. I always try to like be chill about that stuff. You know, I just told him, I was like, you know, there's no rush, man. There's no shortage of guitars to play. So, you know, just take your time. Mac DeMarco, I do not. Love of music. That's right, man. Oh, just where did you even find that emoji at? Ugh. Hop back over to Betty. All of the guitars, what have the best playability and sound? Probably my the Cronus, I'd say. That's the Acacia, the second one I played. Probably that. That's such a tough question, man, because they're all so different. You know, like I've really been loving the P90s, and this one definitely has one of my favorite necks on it. Out of all my guitars, the Cronus, and probably this neck. My favorites, the Volas have like a real unique sound. You know, it's tough, man. It's really tough to kind of like single it out to something, to one like that. But yeah, so like, you know, I've been really digging the P90s. What is pedal get? I was just talking to Braxon here about that. The first pedal would just be given away. I'll probably just announce the winner on like Facebook or Instagram or something like that, because that's only to the people who bought my lesson pack when it was on sale. And I'll actually be doing, because I had so many emails afterwards. They're like, dude, is it still open? And I was like, yeah, I can send you a link to like how you can still get it. And it was just like a crazy amount of emails. And eventually I was just like, you know what? I'll do another, like, I'm just going to have it on the same sale again for a weekend here in a couple weeks. But, you know, I was like, other than that, I was like, you know, then just kind of get it then. Because it was like 50 some emails or something. I was like trying to respond to them all. So these are the Friedman pickups. The Friedman P90s, they sound very good. Studio monitors, I use Yamaha HS7s. And these aren't EMGs, Sam. I'm just joking, man. They aren't EMGs though. These are the EMGs are in the red iconic guitar. Good at. Are they good for mixing? I have not used this guitar on a song yet. You know. I'm gonna demo it and stuff like that. First guitar was a silver Samick. I've never played a Helix, to be honest. I have the HX effects. Groovy music lessons. Yeah, don't be spamming, man. Or maybe that was just a joke. Dr. Groovy. But yeah, so here's the vintage T with some better audio here for you. There we go. A little bit too much distortion, but whatever. And your B Mass, thank you for tuning in, man. How do you connect your guitar interface with YouTube Live? There's a little option here, man. That just there's like a gear icon. I can either use like my internal mic, my audio interface, my Axe effects, because it acts as an interface. You just have to select it. So that's why I have to bounce back and forth between being able to talk and not. Favorite type of music, just rock, you know. Quentin's back. You know what that means. Quentin's back. There's a guy named Quentin, and man, he's bad. Quentin's back. I don't know where I'm going with this. The steak and egg song. I wish I could remember it, man. Kudos to you for even knowing what that is. What's that song? Hopefully it's a song you'll forget soon. I don't remember steak and eggs. You Strymon Zuma for your power supply on your new board? I don't think so. I've never heard of that one. It's whatever the guy recommends, though. What am I gonna use then? I don't know, man. Like I said, it's whatever he recommends. You know. Play a laundromat. Oh, I wish I could remember how to play that one. It's such a cool riff. But yeah, I think we're gonna call it a night, guys. It's almost 3 a.m. and my eyes just got super heavy. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Lost my pick, hanging out, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it, even though I'm lacking in the beard department now. So hope you all have a 3 a.m. here. Oh, dude, no, thank you all so much. You guys are all the cool ones, not me. But hope you all have a fantastic night, and I will be seeing you all on the flippity flop later. Bye, guys. Have a good rest of the night. And I think I have a new video tomorrow. Travel guitar video. So we'll see. But later, guys. Peace. Oh wait, guitar high five. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm a rookie over here. There you go. Bye, everyone.